What's up guys, and welcome back to my Lorethrough series. Today we're going to take a look at the entire quest line of Sorceress Sellen, as all of it can be done immediately after the event that kicks it off. If you end up enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I make one of these every Thursday. What we know about Sorceress Sellen so far is that she used to be one of the most powerful sorceresses of the Academy, potentially even having her own conspectus, because we saw one of her pictures in the debate parlor. She was expelled by the Carian royal family, which is Renala's and Ranni's people, for alleged unthinkable treatment of sorcerers. And we did see some evidence of that as we were in the Academy. Even after being expelled, Sellen is still being hunted by witch hunter Jaren, at the request of the Carian royal family.
Now the festival is over, and General Radahn is defeated. Jaren's duties are finally fulfilled. Though we served different masters, I could see he was truly adept in his role. Now the time has come to remind him of an old promise made. With the stars of fate set into motion, a certain sorceress is dispossessed of her immortality. Finally, we can be rid of a long-standing Carian weed.
Something is definitely off about her, as we've already found 3 versions of her. One imprisoned in the Witchbane ruins in Limgrave, one in Selvus' cellar, and of course the one in Waypoint ruins we've been learning spells from. After we beat demi-human Queen Margot and her Raya Lucarian friends in the Hermit Village, we can interact with the primeval sorcerer Azur. He seems to sense our alliance with Sellen, or something else about us, and decides to teach us Comet Azur, his life's work. Sellen is very excited about this finding.
There you are, my apprentice. Shall we... What's this sorcery, my apprentice? Ah, then you have seen Master Azur. Master Azur was a founding Glintstone sorcerer, and my first teacher. A stern judge of men. But he must have seen something in you. You make us both proud. We can speak more later, my apprentice. If you recall, I was exiled from the Academy of Raya Lucaria. It was for attempting to restore the primeval current of Glintstone sorcery. The toothless pedantry peddled by the Carian royal family can rot for all I care. I want Glintstone sorceries that open our minds, unbound by terrestrial taboos, no matter what we give in return. My apprentice, I presume nothing. Teacher and student are not bound to tread the same path. But hear me out, my apprentice. I need your help to restore the primeval current of Glintstone sorcery. Perhaps this is a journey we could take together.
We're going to talk about the implications of her plan a bit later. For now I will say that, regardless of whether you want to help Sellen or kill her, you should take her up on this offer, as it is the only way to get close enough to her.
Splendid. I thank you. This pleases me. It's been far too long since I found a fellow kindred spirit. You must have a fabulous teacher. I need your help, my apprentice. Master Lusat is another founding Glintstone sorcerer. And like Master Azur, he was banished from the Academy. Now he languishes in prison somewhere. My apprentice, can you find Master Lusat? With this Glintstone key, you should be able to cross the boundary that encloses him. I need him to restore the primeval current of Glintstone sorcery. He's nigh a child of the stars, such is his body now. After his expulsion from the Academy, I heard that Master Lusat returned to his home, a place called Celia in the eastern Caelid wilds. Thinking about it, I obtained the Glintstone key I gave you from a Cellian sorcerer, It wouldn't be too much of a leap to suppose he's still cooped up nearby.
I skipped over Celia Hideaway, whose location we can pinpoint with the help of a merchant's note, in our Kalit section, as it was both well hidden and really irrelevant until now. The abomination of a boss here is a putrid crystalline trio, which at least drops a decent sorcery, but that's not what we're here for. Lusat's cell, just like Azur's location, is surrounded by Raya Lucarians who can't get into Lusat's cell because they don't have the Sellian Sealbreaker. Just like Azur, Lusat senses we are on his side and teaches us his life's work, Stars of Ruin. Having gained the trust of both Azur and Lusat, we finally gained Sellen's trust fully as well.
My apprentice, give me a moment later. I have a favor to ask. The form you see before you is merely a projection. My body lies elsewhere, but the Academy's shackles prevent it being moved. My body is on the Weeping Peninsula at the southern tip of the lands between, imprisoned in the ruins just down from the Church of Marika, past the plain of the Wandering Mausoleum. Can you make the journey to my body? I have something that I can only trust with you. Who could have guessed? What a place to find Master Lusat. You have my gratitude. This is all your work. I am truly pleased to have you as an apprentice and a kindred spirit. This is a mere token of my thanks. Please take it. This brings us a full step closer. The bodies of Masters Azur and Lusat can be admitted to the Academy. If only I could undo these wretched shackles.
So that answers the question which Sellen was the real one. Let's now pay the real Sellen a visit.
My apprentice, thank you for coming. These shackles take a toll upon us all. There is something I need you to look after. My primal glintstone. A star has fallen, and my fortunes waver. Someone may come for my life, and so I entrust it with you. Myself. Thank you, my apprentice. This is my essence. Please, treat it with care.
So this is what this whole thing with the different Sellens was about. Sellen has somehow managed to sever the connection of her body and soul, binding the latter to a primal glintstone that can be implanted into other bodies, and that itself only became vulnerable when Radahn's defeat resumed the movement of the stars and the progression of fate. In the meantime, the Carians shackled Sellen's real body in the Witchbane ruins so they could kill her and the primal glintstone as soon as it was vulnerable. It looks like we were just in time to secure that glintstone, as just after we reload the area, Jaren has shown up and slain Sellen's real body.
Ah, well met. I hardly expected to see the champion of the festival here, of all places. You didn't know Sellen, did you? Well, whatever the case, she's dead now. Just put it behind you. She was known as the Graven Witch. Obsessed by the primeval current, countless sorcerers fell to her hand. The most dangerous mage in the entire history of Raya Lucaria's academy. It is strange, though. The woman, she was like a husk. Her soul already fled. I suspect Sellen lives on, elsewhere. I'm sure she'll turn up eventually, in another body. A sickening thought, but one that won't stop gnawing at me.
These are some severe accusations Jaren is making, which we will come back to in just a bit. Preceptor Celavus, the jackass who made us betray Ranni some time ago, at one point told us that Sellen, as he said, owed him for the help he gave her when she was expelled from the academy, which, by the way, looking back on it, was already kind of telling us he wasn't really on Ranni's side at all. What fools we were. Anyways, it seems that help was, at least in part, to store a body for her primal glintstone behind an extra hidden wall in his already hidden puppet dungeon. We can now implant Sellen's primal glintstone into this body to revive her.
My apprentice. Just how long has it been? Thank you. You've helped me fill a new body once again, and it's truly a gem. Young and full of vigor, a snug fit for my primal glintstone. Better still, I've shed those awful shackles. Finally, I can return to the academy to expel the Carian royal family and restore the primeval current. My dear apprentice, I owe this all to you.
As the academy has already rebelled against the Carian royal family, and Renala is a defenseless husk in the Grand Library, there's only one person who stands in Sellen's way to take control of the academy. Witch Hunter Jaren. And this is where we all come in. There are 2 summon signs just outside of the Grand Library, so you can choose to either side with Witch Hunter Jaren, Ranni, and the rest of the Carian royals to kill Sellen, or to defend Sellen against Witch Hunter Jaren, making her the new head of the academy. This choice really comes down to this. Sellen wants to restore the primeval current, which seems to be a cosmic force beyond human comprehension, as the only 2 people we know that have even briefly glimpsed into it are Azur and Luzat. According to the description of their sorceries, Azur saw pure darkness, and Luzat saw the final moments of a great star cluster. They both made great discovery, but also suffered great physical damage, with their heads literally turning into glintstone, and them physically being completely immobile. With this extra information, you can make your choice between knowledge at all costs, with the eventual goal of ascending humanity to a higher plane, and, well, helping Jaren to put an end to such plans, as some things are not just meant to be understood by mere humans, lest the humans go mad in their pursuit of knowledge. As for me, I've created another character, an astrologer, as the counterpart to my regular prophet character who will, for all future NPC quests with a choice, choose the opposite of what I would personally choose. From the plot of Bloodborne, I've learned that pursuit of cosmic knowledge at all costs usually leads to disaster, so I will choose to side with Jaren on my main character. After defeating Sellen, we can talk to Jaren, where we touch the summon sign, for one last time, and he gives us our very first ancient dragon smithing stone, also known as the max upgrade stone.
My thanks for the aid given. I heard from Iji that Lady Ranni might have found herself a champion, but I didn't know he was talking about you. You've helped me fulfill an old promise. This is the least I can do for you. Please, take it. Well, I must be leaving now. Brave warrior, if the fates deign it. No, We shall indeed meet again at the next glorious tourney. Well, if the fate...
But what would happen if we sided with Sellen? After defeating Jaren and receiving his armor set, Sellen stands proud in Renala's spot and has moved the old queen to cradle her egg behind a bookshelf.
Ah, my apprentice. You've saved my skin once again. Do you see this? The Queen of Caria is no more. With the bodies of Masters Azure and Lusat returned, the Academy can hone the primeval current, so that we, fallen children of the stars, shall beam with brilliance once again. My apprentice, will you stay with us, here at the Academy? Oh, I know it's not possible. You have your own calling, to be the next Elden Lord. But do think of me, of your teacher. On the eve of your crowning, you will always be my darling pupil. Rest assured that no, the entire Academy will swear allegiance to the new monarch, my apprentice. Become Elden Lord. Perhaps I'm jumping ahead, but here is a symbol of my allegiance and the Academy's. Do you recall what once I told you? That glintstone is the amber of the cosmos, and sorcery is the study of the stars and the life therein. When you become Elden Lord, please illuminate me. Lay bare the secrets of life which course the Elden Ring. Next time, I will be your student. Oh, one last thing. If you failed to claim your throne, you can always pay me a visit. Oh, don't fret. Even my dullest pupils will always have a place here.
Sellen does now teach the powerful Shard Spiral sorcery, so if you're doing a magic build and are only interested in the rewards, siding with Sellen is definitely the right choice. However, even if you side with Sellen, this story doesn't end well for her. It just takes one reload after her enthusiastic speech, and she has already succumbed to the dangers of knowledge at all costs. Renala has taken her usual spot in the library once again, while Sellen... in one of her signature experiments, has turned herself, along with many of her followers, perhaps even including Azure and Lusat themselves, into one giant Graven school. As we saw all the way back when we visited Raya Lucaria for the first time, turning sorcerers into these Graven schools was the thing that earned her her nickname, the Graven Witch, and got her expelled from the Academy in the first place. Oh, the irony. If you do choose this ending, you can loot Azure's and Lusat's armor sets from their original locations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments which of these endings you prefer. I will see you in the next video, when we take a look at some of the shorter and more overlooked questlines of the Altus Plateau. Bye bye!